Warning. The language used on The Real Rush may be offensive to some viewers. Don't say I didn't fucking warn you.
It's halftime at the Super Bowl. And you know what that means, y'all. That means it's time for all the Rushaholics to bang your head to the opening riff.
Shut up and sit down.
What's happening, y'all? Happy New Year and shit. Don't call it a comeback, cause we ain't gone a goddamn place except been running the movie circuit. Has the mad movie professor John Dub right here been doing since we last met at the Christmas special. But seeing as then it's the Super Bowl and shit, Brady versus Mahomes, which we gonna get back to here in a second, we're going to have a little bit of a Real Rush halftime special of our own. So we're going to kick things off here with a Real Rush rundown of what we've been running down at the movies in the circuit since we done last met. Promising Young Woman. If you haven't seen that shit yet, you need to see that shit pronto. It's easily one of 2020's best films, and definitely, if not the most important film of 2020. Earning every bit of its Golden Globe Best Motion Picture Drama nomination. It's gonna get one for the Oscars as well, I project. Carey Mulligan also getting nominated for her role in it, Best Actress at the Golden Globes. I definitely project her getting an Oscar nomination as well, because she was just captivating. The whole movie brings forth a conversation to the table that I think is a lot on a lot of people's minds, but is not spoken about, and it needs to be. And it should also be making a lot of alphas out there, male and female. It doesn't fucking matter which aisle of the gender equation you're on these days. All alphas out there should be quaking in their boots and put on notice because of Promising Young Woman. Peep that shit. Must see, don't miss. Loving Monsters, enough said, it's just fun as hell. It's fun as hell. If you like Zombieland and you like video games, you're gonna fucking love Loving Monsters. I had a blast watching that shit on Christmas Eve. Loving Monsters. Good shit. News of the world. This is where Tom Hanks emerges from the ocean every couple of Decembers and shit on his quest for that Best Actor Oscar. That gold. That gold. Does he quite get it in this movie? He didn't get a Golden Globe nomination. It remains to be seen whether or not he'll get nominated as an Oscar or not. I don't see it being a Tom Hanks movie as much as I see it being more of a Miss Helena Zengel movie, who did get nominated as Best Supporting Actress for her role in News of the World. She pulls it off, the young one does. Good job, kid. And I think that she's definitely going to get an Oscar nomination as well. The whole movie was just emotionally gripping, and it was a good theater watch. It's on video on demand, but you know what I'm gonna say. If you can see it in the theater, see it in the theater. And even though it's not Tom Hanks like Oscar driven, it's still a Tom Hanks like movie, y'all. And he fucking holds it down. Tom Hanks is still gonna hold it down, no matter what. And it reunites him with the same director that he did Captain Phillips with. So good combination. News of the world, check it out. Wonder Woman 1984. Enough said. It was a bad motherfucker. It was a bad motherfucker. And I do mean bad motherfucker as in it was a badass motherfucker, man. Like, you could say, John Dub of The Real Rush said it was a bad motherfucker. I mean, it might be my bias or some shit, but the mid-ending credit scene is probably the best shit that I've ever seen in superhero movie fucking history. I want more. And I was like this and shit in the theater at the end, sitting in the front row of the Dolby Cinema and shit. And I came home and watched the shit on HBO Max afterwards. Fell asleep watching the shit. Yo, it's not on HBO Max anymore, so the only way you can see it now is in the theater. If you haven't seen it yet, you gotta go get your ass up and go to the theater, go see it, because it's the only way you can see it until it comes out on 4K and Blu-ray. And that shit was awesome, y'all. Fucking yeah, it delivered on everything I wanted it to deliver on and more, man. Yeah. Soul brought forth just what the title suggests. Much soul. Much soul. And I highly anticipated this film as well, and it delivered on everything and much more as well. It's that holiday. I don't even think it was supposed to come out like this late in the year. But it's nevertheless, it was that Disney Pixar just shirt soaker kind of movie. And it's the movie that I would say, if you don't even have Disney Plus yet, this is the movie worth getting a Disney Plus subscription for. And they don't charge you that bullshit ass $30 premium access unlock fee like they did for Mulan, which was absolutely the worst cinematic move of 2020, hands down, in Real Rush opinion. But nevertheless, Soul, it's on there, baby, and it's worth it. Check that shit out, man. Pinocchio, an Italian import. This one's got Roberto Benigni as Geppetto. And that's a bit of an acquired taste, I could say. But the kicker about this one is that there's minimal use of CGI in this film, folks. It's all live action actors and actresses and really well done makeup to make the little boy who played Pinocchio look like a little wooden boy. Well done. It's a little bit out there visually, but then again, it's an acquired taste. If you're not used to that international feel to films, then you might not get the vibe. But hey, it's a good acquired taste movie as well, if you know what I mean. So Pinocchio, check that shit out. Pieces of a Woman left my mind in all kinds of pieces. Vanessa Kirby bringing home a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress. Fuck yeah, she's gonna get one for an Oscar as well, and she deserves every bit of it. Her and Shia LaBeouf and Ellen Burstyn pulling off phenomenal performances in this captivating movie. One of the best one-shot opening sequences I've ever seen in my entire life, but it's also not for the faint of heart, as is the whole plot of the movie. Not to give too much away, but I mean, it's one of those movies that you got to take a deep seat for. It's just one of those movies that you got to be ready emotionally to go into, because it'll hit you, and it's a slow burn, but it's hard hitting. So you're left with just depleted and shit. I had to follow it up with a disaster movie. Good old Greenland, starring our boy, Gerard Butler, saving, insert here, from the looming threat of, insert here. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Yeah, how was it? It did have the feel like it could be another Geostorm, but it was definitely fucking better than Geostorm. It's an enjoyable disaster flick. I mean, not great. It's not like Independence Day or anything, but it's not terrible either. It's Gerard Butler fucking saving the day, saving his family and shit. Who can't love that? Even Geostorm had its enjoyable moments. As I would watch it again if it was on TV. But if we're gonna scale things, this one's definitely along the It Has Fallen series on the enjoyable scale. So take that for what it's worth. Herself, an Amazon original that I'm calling a companion piece to Pieces of a Woman, where instead of dealing with loss of a child, we're dealing with a woman who's trying to come out of a terribly abusive relationship. But both movies just as hard-hitting. Herself just a little bit lighter around the edges. It's a little bit easier to swallow. But both movies tackling subject matters in a very well done fashion. Both not to be missed. and both on your various streaming services, whether it's Netflix, Pieces of a Woman, or herself. Prime Video, The Dissident, the story of the Jamal Khashoggi murder. One of the best documentaries of the year. It's directed by the same guy who did Icarus, that did take home the best documentary Oscar a couple years ago. And if you don't know, get your learn on and see The Dissident, y'all. It's also one of the year's most important films, but this is real life shit we're talking about. The Marksman, Liam Neeson, in a neo-noir western kind of feel, much akin to Cold Pursuit from a few years back. So it's not your average Liam Neeson movie, so don't go into it expecting that you're gonna get the same result. And that's all I'm gonna say about that, but it's still an enjoyable flick. And if you like your Liam Neeson shit, you're still gonna like this Liam Neeson shit. And it's good in Dolby Cinema too. So, Marksman, definitely check that shit out. Let Them All Talk, Steven Soderbergh's new film on HBO Max with Meryl Streep, Diane West, and Candice Bergen, and Lucas Hedges. Very well done, especially the fact that, like 85%, if not more, of the film was improvised by the actors. Well done. I mean, it's easy to improvise. I can say that because I'm an improv actor, but to make a 2 hour and 11-minute film come together with all that improvisation, fucking well done. Check it out. Ava, that's on Netflix now with Jessica Chastain. That caught a lot of shit, but I thought it was much of the same arena as like your Luc Besson, female gonna go kick some ass type film. Just not Luc Besson doing it, but it still had that kind of flavor, did Ava. And I enjoyed the shit out of it. It's got, with John Malkovich. It's got John Malkovich. I'll watch anything with John motherfucking Malkovich in it. Well, not anything. My mind went to a deep, dark place there. Things that they can't show in movie theaters anymore. I'm not going to just watch anything with anybody in it. Yet I digress. Mortal. Props to my man JB for putting me onto this shit. Norwegian fantasy thriller starring our boy Nat Wolff. And that's all I'm going to say about that. No, that's not all I'm going to say about that. John Dubb of The Real Rush says Mortal is Starman meets Brightburn and holy shit. Boom. Mortal. Rent it, buy it, whatever the fuck. I rented it and I want to fucking seek out the Blu-ray. That's how good it is. Speaking of seeking out DVDs and Blu-rays and shit, The Last Blockbuster. This one, I'm going to go ahead and say it was one of the best documentaries of the year. Because it's about the last Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon. And obviously it got to me emotionally, personally, because I'm a fucking movie buff, man. So yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. But everybody who ever had a Blockbuster card and has ever been to a Blockbuster and knows what we miss should see that shit. Sylvie's Love. Rock girl Tessa Thompson. This movie was a throwback, y'all. Much to I originally said to Sidney Poitier and Diane Carroll, but with Tessa Thompson's performance in it, I want to say more Sidney Poitier and Ruby Dee. And it was even filmed in that old school 60s kind of cinematography as well. It's very jazzy, very smooth. It landed in the top 31 of this year, y'all. It's on Prime Video, and it's a lovable romantic film. I loved it. Sound of Metal, with our boy Riz Ahmed, who got a Best Actor nomination, Golden Globe, for his role in this joint. This is some pretty crazy shit, too, and not in a good way. We're dealing with a drummer who loses his hearing, man, and how he deals with it. Without turning back to former ways and shit. Riveting performance, definitely, by Mr. Ahmed and Miss Olivia Cook in it. Good watch, good watch. That is also a companion, I should say, to the Ultimate Playlist of Noise, which we got to, with our boy Kean Johnson in it. Which a lot of people are saying is a young adult version of The Sound of Metal. And you know what? They're fucking absolutely right. But with a much lighthearted, more comedic twist, but it does have its darker moment. And it did hit emotionally just the same as Sound of Metal. But both should not be missed. Ultimate Playlist of Noise is on Hulu, and Sound of Metal is on Prime Video. The Informer, where our boy Joel Kinnaman, that's just a good old fucking action film right there. Check it out. I bought it. It was on sale. So that says something. If I'm willing to buy the fucking digital or something. And it was worth the $6 that I would have paid at the theater to see it anyway. So hell yeah. The Informer. Check it out. One Night in Miami. I thought Aldous Hodge was going to walk away with the nomination for Best Actor for his role as Jim Brown, and as if Leslie Odom walked away with one for Golden Globes. We'll see how the Oscars go. But easily, it was in the top 31, and our girl Regina King, what a directorial debut. Bravo, 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 girl. Thank you. Our Friend. What a sleeper emotional dramedy, y'all. And I'm surprised that this hasn't gotten like more. I've heard a lot of people talking about it, but I haven't heard a lot of press around it. And it's a fucking really good movie. I'm surprised that it didn't pick up any accolades. Jason Segel, in my honest opinion, is deserving of a Best Actor nomination. And he would be a sleeper nomination. Yes, he would be my sleeper nomination. Not saying he would go all the way like sleeper pick, but at least nomination. Yeah, Our Friend. Yeah. Bring tissues. It's a shirt and mask soaker. I saw it in the theater, so my mask was fucking drenched afterwards. The White Tiger on Netflix. That's some gangsta shit, y'all. But the thing I liked about this movie is that what you see in the trailer, the movie just goes on a different fucking swerve and hits you in the face with it all together by the time it's all said and done. And definite watch. Supernova with Stanley Tucci and Colin Firth. Mask soaker. Enough said. The Little Things with Denzel, Rami, and Jared Leto. I stated to my boy, hands down, Jared Leto is gonna get a Best Actor, or it's gonna be Best Supporting Actor nomination. Fucking like 21 hours later, Golden Globe nominations are announced. Jared Leto gets a Best Supporting Actor nomination for this joint. I kind of thought that Denzel put on a Best Actor worthy performance. So we'll see what happens going forth there. But yeah, Little Things. It's much akin to Seven, but it's not Seven. Stop comparing it to Seven. It's in the same arena, but it's not Seven. Palmer with Justin Timberlake. Wow, y'all. Justin Timberlake pulling off some emotional leading man shit. Hell yeah. I think that's on Apple TV+. And last but most certainly not least, Another Round with our boy Mads Mikkelsen. Heartwarmingly funny, but sobering at the same time. This got nominated as best foreign language film at the Golden Globes. So if that don't sell it, I don't know what else will. But let's get on down, cause it's time. For the top 11 of 2K20, y'all. And this took much deliberation to come to. It did. It was up to the last minute. But here are the official top 11 of 2K20 of the Real Rush as they were received into my brain. The Five Bloods, which that's the only upset I'm seeing accolades for so far. If it didn't get any Golden Globe respect at all, if the same happens at the Oscars, we may have a problem. But The Five Bloods to kick off the top 11. Tenet. The Personal History of David Copperfield. The Devil All the Time. The Trial of the Chicago 7. Synchronic. Mank. promising young woman sold pieces of a woman and one night in Miami. Enough said. Boom. That is the top 11. See, the crazy thing is, that's for right now. They haven't released all of 2020's best films yet, as we've seen from the nominations. So is that subject to change? I'm not going to say that it's subject to change, but if anything should come along, let's just say that we'll make it a top 15 later on, or some shit like that. But that is the top 11 as it stands. And that is episode 107, halftime special of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. Ladies and gents, thank you for joining us. Yo, get back to the game. Next time we see you, we'll have reviews for Judas and the Black Messiah, Land, The Mauritanian, French Exit, Minari, The World to Come. One of those motherfucking movies is going to be our 800th movie, but nevertheless, we'll see you next time. Have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. Stay safe, stay healthy. Enjoy the rest of the game. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to holler at your boy. You can holler at your boy at J-Dub Champion. Hashtag The Real Rush on the gram there. Have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. Enjoy the rest of the game. And we'll see you next weekend. Peace. Yeah.